Hello and welcome back to Toy Thursday with Johnny Tiger on November 16, 2023. And today we're celebrating Party with Your Bear Day, whatever that is. Party with Your Bear Day. And we got the cute Panda Bear opening the show for us. Now, since we're on Toy Thursday, if you want some cool action figures and toys of your own, check out our sponsor.
Welcome to my parlor. Welcome, traveler, to the Hidden Corner Finds. I am Joanne, and this is my humble store. Pull up a chair, stay a while, make yourself at home. What? Oh, you want to know what I'm selling? Everything and anything. In short, I have a passion for. Ugh, why did it just believe me? All I said was, I have a passion for picking, I said. Yeesh. You can't say anything on YouTube these days without this censorship. Anyways, as I was saying, I have a passion for picking. For me, there is nothing more satisfying than finding a unique and forgotten item and uniting it with someone who will really appreciate it for years to come. Whether it's a soapstone carving, an old book, or simply a mug to make you laugh, I try and find something for everyone. My goal is to make you a confident buyer. Older items often have a lifetime of stories to tell. I strive to describe the good as well as the bumps and bruises they've experienced along the way. It's important that the pictures reflect what you will receive. To that end, I always encourage questions and will do my best to respond as quick as possible. Appreciate you stopping by the store. If you can't find what you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always looking for new ideas and will keep an eye out for your item in my travels.
Honey, what happened to my action figure collection?
Whoops, gotta go. Bye.
Now, no one really know who or when did this party with your bear day started, but it is a day for us to celebrate, well, mostly teddy bears, because I imagine not many of us have a real bear as a pet. At least I hope not. Um, Now, interesting little bit of history from about teddy bears. I don't know how many of you know that teddy bear was actually invented as a sort of a tribute or honor to uh, Theodore Roosevelt, the American president. The story goes in November 1901, Roosevelt was on a hunting trip, and he found this black bear that was badly hurt by the hunting dogs. And because he was such an avid hunter and a man of honor, he refused to claim that bear as his trophy. He killed it to put it out of its misery. But Roosevelt refused to shoot the bear and claim it as his trophy because of how badly injured it was. And I guess he felt that there's no honor in shooting a bear that's already badly injured. So when the story of that got back to Washington, someone made a cartoon of Roosevelt's Black Bear in the Washington Post. And later, a toy company in New York called the Ideal Toy Company made the first stuffed bear and named it Teddy's Bear. And later that became known as Teddy Bear. So yeah, that's a little bit of a factoid about the origin of teddy bears. Now, I think you guys all had enough of a look at this panda. It's really small. It's really more of an accessory than anything else. It actually came in the same package as the action figure we're going to take a look at today. A Tekken character by the name of Ling Xiaoyu. Now, those of you who know your Tekken video games, you will recognize the name right away. Ling Xiaoyu has been a staple of the Tekken universe ever since Tekken 3, and in various animations and movies, and even in the recent Netflix Tekken Bloodline series. I believe that's what it's called, the Tekken Bloodline. Um, it's a six-part miniseries, and Ling Xiaoyu did appear in that, although her story was not really explored or explained. She just kind of appeared during the tournament, and you kind of get the idea that she and Jin Kasama and Horin they knew each other, and they went to school together, and she had this thing about just because I'm a girl, I should be allowed to fight too. You know, like she was a little bit more of a feminist, uh, kind of a strong female girl power type throughout that series. But she was pretty badass. She has some good fight scene in there, and that was pretty cool. So we're going to look at that today. We're going to look at the very retro action figure of Ling Xiaoyu from 1998. Now, unlike a lot of other Toy Thursday, this one shouldn't take very long because Ling Xiaoyu's story is not a complicated one, although it is quite refreshing. Her original bio in the Tekken video game, and most of the time when she appears in Tekken-related movies and animations, she is portrayed to be 16 years old, a high school student. She is originally from China. When she was little, her martial art teacher, Wang Jingrui, told her about the Mishima Corporation, which Mishima is like the big bad of the Tekken series. So Wang Jingrui told Lin Xiaoyu that Tekken or Mishima Corporation has a lot of money. They're very well to do. They're very influential. They're like the rich people. So one day, when Lin Xiaoyu and her family were having, they took a trip to Hong Kong to sightseeing there. Uh, she saw a boat docked at the harbor, and this boat had the Mishima Corporation printed on the side. And of course, like an impulsive teenager, she snuck aboard the boat, and her goal was to see the owner of the Mishima Corporation himself. She didn't know what she was doing, but she got on the boat, and then the boat took off and was on its way back to Japan, and then she got discovered by all the security guards, and then, like a teenager, uh, badass kung fu girl she was, she whooped ass and wiped the floor with all the security guards, and then the basically the big bad of the Tekken storyline, Heihachi Mishima came out himself. Those of you that don't remember who Heihachi is, in the mini Netflix series, he's that old guy. He's the grandfather. Okay, he's that scary grandfather dude. Okay, so Heihachi came out and saw his men getting their butts whooped by this Chinese teenage girl. He was so impressed, and so he asked Ling Xiaoyu, "Why do you want to see me?" And Ling Xiaoyu told him, because I heard you have a lot of money, and I want you to go to China and help us build a theme park. Yeah, that's her whole thing. She's really into theme parks and amusement parks, and she decided that China needed an amusement park, and she wanted an amusement park, a roller coaster of her own. So Heihachi Mishima, as you can imagine, he's like the serious martial art badass, and he was feeling kind of ridiculous talking to this teenage girl, and she wanted him to build an amusement park in China. So he told her, okay, fine. Tell you what, if you fight in the King of Iron Fist tournament, aka Tekken tournament, and if you can get first place, I'll build your amusement park for you. Despite only being 16 years old, Lin Xiaoyu is pretty much a martial art or kung fu master herself. She's really well trained, really quick, and she knows to use her agility and tactics to win fights rather than brute force. Her martial arts come from a series of different kung fu styles, mostly centered around the Xin Yi fist and the Pa Kwa style of kung fu. Mostly she's just to me she's just really annoying. Like when I play Tekken 3, one of the characters I hated the most annoying, other than Eddie Gordo, was Ling Xiaoyu because she never stays still. She's like always jumping around and somersaulting and never staying in front of you. She's always circling and dodging and really really annoying. And she's one of the very few characters that I didn't wasn't able to learn how to use, how to play, because her style is so flaky that she's all over the place. Like for a blind player, she was just not very easy to use because you never know which way you're facing. And I must admit, I'm not really like a big fan of the character of Ling Xiaoyu herself either. High school girls just not usually my thing, and no matter in movies, cartoons, comic books, or whatever. And the idea of a high school girl from China go to live in Japan to fight in some tournaments where people kill each other just so she can get her amusement park built. It's yeah, I mean it's really bad storyline, really wonky. Uh, she has some good points to her characterization. I guess like for me, at least she's not like half naked and giving panty shots and stuff like that. She does dress like a serious uh, martial artist, a serious warrior. Usually she's seen in this pink and black or red and black uh, martial art gi or it's kind of a cross between a gi and a Chinese style kipao. Uh, and with poofy sleeves, poofy pants, everything's covered up, nice and proper. Uh, Not that I'm a prude or anything. I like sexy ladies as much as the next guy, but 16 years old girl, no, no, thank you. Not into that. So yeah, I'm glad that she was not sexualized and she was uh, depicted as Chinese and used some Chinese kung fu moves. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I will say that as far as the cultural background and cultural relationship to myself, I can get into this character. But generally speaking, uh, the teenage girl kind of characterization just not something I get into easily in video games or movies. And if you're wondering how come I'm rambling on so much in this episode, because there's really not much to say. The story is kind of stupid, kind of short. There's no real progression to it. I mean, it's a fighting game story, so whatever. The action figure itself is well made, but there's not much to say about it either. It was made by Epic and came out in 1998. Honestly, when I first was told about it, I did not pick her up. I remember that day very well. 1998, right before the summer vacation, me and my younger brother Peter, we were walking in the shopping center. We went to one of our comic book video game store to see what's new there. And then my younger brother Peter said, "Hey, they got Tekken action figures," and that was so cool. Um, because up until then, I never knew that they were going to make Tekken action figures. Um, and under pegs in the store was Paul Phoenix, I believe Yoshimitsu, and Ling Xiaoyu, and Nina Williams. I only had enough money in my pocket for one figure, and of course I picked up Nina Williams because throughout Tekken, Nina Williams has always been one of my favorite characters, one of the characters I play the most often as well. Uh, yeah, I'm not into teenage girls, but female assassin like uh, femme fatale lady in a combat gear, combat suit. That's totally my thing. So I picked up Nina Williams, and years later, I started to look for these. Tekken figures on eBay. I tried to complete them, trying to get more of them, and Ling Xiaoyu was probably one of the last one I got. I actually got her off eBay in 2010, I believe, and she's been on my shelf ever since. She doesn't have much to her. I mean, she's well made. She looks like her video game counterpart. At least that's what I've been told. She got her two little pigtail on her head, uh, and she's wearing kind of like I said, a baggy pants, poofy sleeve kind of outfit with a uh, ribbon tied around her waist that tied behind her back. So her outfit is not like super form fitting, but it is very well cinched up so they won't get in the way when she's fighting. That's pretty cool. She's kind of pre-posed. Her arms are bent at a like and her legs are bent in this pre-posed martial arts stance, martial art move. Her hands are open like that she's going to do karate chop or palm strike. Uh, and that brings us to one of the biggest problem with these action figures from 1998 for the Tekken toy line. Most of these figures barely have any articulation to them. Ling Xiaoyu here has 5 points of articulation. Her neck can turn left and right, her arms can move up and down at the shoulder, and her legs can move at the hip. But because of how her limbs are bent and pre-posed, you just can't do anything with them. Like you can't get her into a proper stand-up pose. You can't change her pose much. Yeah, like you can maybe move her arms up to her face like this, like the way I have now, or you can get her arm to go down to her waistline, and the other hand can come up like this. But that's it. Like, and she's very tippy. She's very hard to stand. Her feet are very small, and she's in this really narrow martial art stance. So she need her included display stand, which has one peg on it, that barely keep her standing. Like she's always kind of leaning over and tipping over, just because of how awkward her stance is. Now, in addition to the display stand, she also come with where is it? Her little panda, which in the game is like her pet or companion. I never could get that figured out. This panda that we saw in the beginning of the video. Let me move her back. Put the panda here carefully on her base. Adjust the camera down, and there we go. There we see Ling Xiaoyu with a panda together. So that's it. She comes with a display base and her panda. And honestly, the panda is cute, but it's way too small. In the game, when you see the panda in Tekken 3, it's pretty big. It's like, the size of Kuma, like the bear Kuma. So I I think, they maybe you can think this is a baby version of the panda, and that would be okay. But I wish they came out with a large, like proper, normal size panda and the bear. That would be really cool. Um, yeah, it would be nice if someone take over the Tekken action figure line and do something serious with it. Right now, there's Storm Collectible with making Tekken action figures, but they take their sweet time coming up with new characters, and their characters, their figures are very expensive, like $100 each. And I believe uh, Game Dimension is starting to make Tekken action figures, so uh, I don't know. I don't know if they'll follow through with it because Game Dimension is an offshoot of Bandai America, and Bandai America has this bad tendency of do a couple of figures and then drop the line altogether. I got screwed over by their anime hero uh, Saint Seiya toy line. They made six characters and then they quit. I'm so annoyed about that. So I don't know. I don't know if their Tekken figure will follow through or not. I kind of doubt it because it just doesn't seem their uh, the way of doing things to finish anything. I mean, they're doing okay with the Dragon Ball Stars line, but even that, there are so many characters missing. They just seem to make Goku on top of Goku and more Goku, and that's that. Anyway, so that's a bit of a personal rant. So that's the two companies making Tekken action figures right now. Stone Collectibles, who make really, really good figures, but super expensive. And then Game Dimension, who's okay, like $25 range figures, but it's doubtful that they'll finish what they're doing. It is hard to say just exactly how tall Ling Xiaoyu is, or this figure of Ling Xiaoyu is, because she is so preposed. But I think she fits okay with the 6-inch toy line in general, because she's a teenage girl. She's supposed to be kind of small. So we are going to do some quick size comparison with figures I have nearby. Here is Ling Xiaoyu standing next to Katie from Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Ring from the Marvel Legend line that was released about, I think, 2021. Of course, Katie here is standing pretty much straight up, so she seems a lot taller than Xiaoyu. Um, but like I said, Xiao Yu's stuck in this kind of half crouch, weird pose. So I think if Xiao Yu was standing straight, they'd be closer in size. I mean, other than the height difference, proportion wise, they kind of fit with each other. And here we have Shaolin, Shang-Chi's sister, also from Legend of the Ten Ring and Marvel Legends. And as you guys can see, this one's kind of funny because I managed to get Shaolin in a very similar pose that Xiao Yu is in. So we got Shaolin standing with Xiao Yu, and they got almost exactly the same pose. This is the beauty of modern action figure, right? Like Xiao Yu from 1998 is stuck in this pose, while Shaolin can stand straight and can mimic the pose and stuff like that. You know, I'm not really a big one for articulation all the time, but I at least want enough articulation so my action figure can stand at ease and look normal. So as we can see, like Shaolin mimicking Xiao Yu's pose, she's still taller than Xiao Yu, but maybe by like half a head, not by a lot. So um, still, I feel that this kind of fits uh, the the uh, the character. Now, since Lin Xiaoyu is into pandas, I thought to bring in the character named Panda from a Body Bag comic. And Panda here is another schoolgirl. It's not a real panda. This is a schoolgirl, code name Panda. And yeah, she is what I was talking about earlier. Sexualized, very disturbing, very short skirt, and yeah. Um, but these two schoolgirls standing together, they are very similar in size. I mean, Xiao Yu looks a lot thicker, but that's just because of how poofy her martial art outfit is. Bringing in one more schoolgirl just for the hell of it, we have Sakura from Street Fighter. And these two look like they should go to school together, Xiao Yu and Sakura. Uh, Again, very similar in size. Sakura is looking a bit petite, but otherwise, I think height-wise and personality-wise, they definitely match. So that's it, folks. Today it's Toy Thursday. We look at Ling Xiaoyu and her panda bear, and we're celebrating Party with Your Bear Day. Tomorrow I'll be doing the art workshop, tactile art workshop in Vancouver at the Jim Diva Plaza from 12 to 2. And those of you who want more information, just look at my short video that I posted a couple of days ago. You got all the information there. And hopefully, some of you will come by and check it out. If you plan to drop by, please dress warm and come and have fun and say hi.